Greetings, seekers of ancient wisdom and hidden truths. Today, we journey into the heart of November 6th, a day often overlooked, yet brimming with profound spiritual significance, ancient traditions, and potent mystical energy that can either bless or bind your destiny. Prepare yourselves, for what we uncover may reshape your understanding of freedom, compassion, and the subtle threads that weave our fate. Today, we delve into a day known by many names, depending on the whispers of the wind and the soil beneath your feet. It is Saint Leonard's Day in Christian traditions, a time for reflection on liberation and protection. But beyond the saints, it is a day intricately connected to the fading light of autumn, a bridge between the bounty of harvest and the introspective quiet of winter. It's a day when the earth begins its deep slumber, and the unseen currents of fate become more palpable, influencing our lives in ways we might not always perceive. From safeguarding your home to unlocking your innermost desires, this day holds secrets. The religious and spiritual context of November 6th is anchored firmly in the veneration of Saint Leonard of Noblac, a revered figure in Christian lore. Born into a noble Frankish family in the 5th century, Leonard was a courtier of King Clovis the Fun before choosing a life of devout solitude. He became known for his extraordinary compassion and miraculous power to free prisoners. Legends speak of him visiting jails, and by his mere presence or fervent prayer, chains would miraculously break and cell doors would open. People did not only seek physical liberation, they also came to him with prayers for freedom from spiritual bondage, illness, and despair. On this day, the faithful turned to Saint Leonard with specific petitions for the release of loved ones from prison, for successful childbirth and protection of the new mother and infant, for the safety and health of livestock, and for good harvests. Farmers especially honour him as a patron saint, believing his intercession can protect their animals from disease and ensure the fertility of their lands. His day is a potent reminder that even in the face of confinement or hardship, divine intervention and profound compassion can bring about miraculous liberation. While overtly Christian, the themes of protection, fertility, and breaking free from constraints resonate deeply with older, pre-Christian beliefs. Many cultures have long observed days around this time for securing their homes and families against the coming winter's harshness, for ensuring the well-being of their animals, and for offering gratitude for the harvest, echoing the very concerns Saint Leonard addressed. Now let us journey deeper into the life of Saint Leonard, a tale woven with compassion, miraculous interventions, and an unwavering commitment to freedom. Imagine a young nobleman, Leonard, living amidst the luxuries of the Frankish court, a favoured godson of King Clovis, yet his heart yearned not for power or wealth, but for a life dedicated to God and the service of others. Under the tutelage of Saint Remigius, the Archbishop of Reims, Leonard embraced the monastic life, choosing a humble hermitage over a bishopric, a testament to his profound humility. His legend truly begins with a pivotal gift from King Clovis, the right to free any prisoner he visited. This was no mere courtesy, it was a divine mandate. Picture him walking into the grim, echoing dungeons, where the clatter of chains and the despair of the condemned filled the air. With a gentle prayer, a touch, or sometimes just his presence, chains would miraculously snap, locks would yield, and cell doors would swing open, as if by an invisible hand. These weren't just common criminals. Leonard's compassion extended to those unjustly accused, prisoners of war, and even those held captive by their own despair or illness. Each liberated soul was a testament to his unwavering faith and the boundless mercy of the divine. One particularly poignant story tells of a woman in severe labour pains, suffering for days, her life and that of her unborn child hanging by a thread. Desperate, her family called upon Leonard. He arrived, offered a fervent prayer, and immediately the woman's agony subsided, and she safely delivered a healthy child. This miracle solidified his patronage over childbirth and became a beacon of hope for countless expectant mothers. His connection to animals is equally profound. Legends say he would often be found among the livestock, offering blessings and protecting them from harm. One account speaks of a dangerous epidemic sweeping through local cattle. Leonard, through his prayers and a blessed spring, saved entire herds from certain death, earning him the veneration of farmers and herdsmen across Europe. His life wasn't merely a series of miracles. It was a living sermon on empathy, a demonstration that true freedom isn't just physical, but spiritual, emotional, and extends even to the most vulnerable among us. His story reminds us that kindness can break the strongest chains, and compassion can open the most guarded hearts. Let us turn now to the subtle whispers of the universe, the signs of destiny that manifest on November 6th. National Omens. 1. Weather Omens. If the 6th of November brings a crisp, clear sky and biting wind, expect a harsh winter and a delayed spring. This omen suggests the early onset of cold signifies a long, hard season. Conversely, a mild, cloudy November 6th often foretells a winter with less snow, but heavy, late rains. The Earth is preparing for its rest, and its initial signals are crucial for what lies ahead. 2. Animal behaviour. If you observe livestock huddling together unusually early on this day, it's a sign of impending severe cold. Animals are deeply attuned to nature's rhythms, and their collective behaviour is a barometer of coming weather. If birds are seen flocking south in great numbers, even if the day is mild, a sudden cold snap is on its way. Their migratory patterns serve as an ancient forecast. 3. Harvest leftovers. If, after the last harvest, a significant amount of grain or fruit remains ungathered in the fields on this day, it portends a bountiful spring harvest next year. This is seen as nature's promise, a residual abundance hinting at future plenty. However, if the granaries feel unusually light despite a good harvest season, it suggests hidden expenses or unexpected losses in the coming months. It's a subtle warning to manage resources carefully. 4. Tree leaves. When oak and beech trees hold onto their leaves firmly on November 6th, it indicates a long, drawn-out winter. The tenacity of the leaves reflects the enduring cold. If they shed their leaves quickly and completely, expect an early thaw and a mild transition to spring. 5. Water bodies. The formation of thin ice on puddles or still waters, even if it melts by midday, hints at deep ground frost to follow. This ephemeral ice is a precursor to a more permanent freeze. Conversely, if all water bodies remain unfrozen, despite chilly nights, a mild winter is generally anticipated. Everyday and money omens. 1. Lost items. Finding a lost item, particularly a metallic one, on November 6th is a strong omen of unexpected financial gain or the recovery of a lost opportunity. It symbolises breaking free from a past constraint, much like Saint Leonards' liberation of prisoners. The metal amplifies its connection to wealth and resilience. 2. Broken objects. If something in your home unexpectedly breaks today, like a plate or a minor household item, it's not bad luck, but a small sacrifice that wards off a larger misfortune or a major financial setback. This small break diverts negative energy, protecting your greater well-being. Think of it as a release of tension. 3. Money found. Discovering a coin face upon the ground suggests a steady flow of income in the near future. If it's face down, it warns you to be cautious with spending and to look for hidden expenses. The orientation indicates the openness or hiddenness of your financial path. 4. Encountering an old acquaintance. Meeting someone from your past, especially an estranged friend or family member, on this day can signify a coming resolution to old conflicts or a new beneficial connection that will unlock opportunities. It represents a release from past grievances or missed chances. 5. Unexpected gift. Receiving an unexpected gift, no matter how small, on November 6th is a powerful omen of coming abundance and generosity from unexpected sources. It signifies the universe's recognition of your intrinsic worth and its willingness to provide, mirroring Saint Leonards' giving nature. Dreams on this night. The dreams you experience on the night of November 6th are said to be especially significant, carrying messages about freedom, confinement, and the release of hidden potential. Pay close attention to these nocturnal visions. Chains or cages. If you dream of being in chains, a cage, or any form of confinement, it doesn't necessarily mean literal imprisonment. Instead, it symbolises feeling trapped in a situation, a relationship, or even by your own fears. This dream is a call to identify what binds you and to seek liberation. The dream is showing you what needs to be broken free from. Keys or locks. Dreaming of keys or trying to unlock doors is a powerful sign. If you successfully unlock something, it foretells finding a solution to a long-standing problem, gaining new insights, or achieving a desired freedom. If you struggle with a lock, it suggests you are close to a breakthrough, but need more effort or a different approach to unlock your path. It speaks to unlocking your own potential. Animals, especially horses or deer. Given Saint Leonards' patronage of animals, seeing healthy, free-roaming horses or deer signifies protection, vitality, and the unbridled spirit of independence. If the animals are distressed or confined, it could be a warning to care for your own inner wildness or to protect those vulnerable around you. These animals symbolise natural, untamed freedom. Gardens or fields. Dreaming of lush, fertile gardens or fields points to growth, abundance and successful endeavours, especially those related to nurturing or providing for others. If the garden is barren or neglected, it suggests areas in your life that need attention, care, or release from stagnation. Flowing water. Clear, flowing water symbolises emotional clarity, renewal, and the smooth progression of life. Murky or stagnant water, however, suggests emotional blockages or unresolved issues that need to be released and allowed to flow freely. Water is often the subconscious speaking directly to your emotional state. Born on this day. Those blessed to be born on November 6th are said to inherit a unique blend of compassion, resilience, and an unwavering desire for freedom, echoing the spirit of Saint Leonard. They are often profoundly empathetic individuals, possessing a natural inclination to champion the underdog and fight for justice. They have a keen intuition for understanding the suffering of others and a deep-seated need to alleviate it. Their character is marked by an inner strength that allows them to overcome adversity. Like the saint who freed prisoners, individuals born on this day often find themselves in roles where they can liberate others, whether literally, as lawyers, social workers or activists, or metaphorically, as mentors, counsellors or inspirational leaders. They possess a quiet determination, preferring to work diligently behind the scenes rather than seeking the limelight, yet their impact is undeniable. However, their compassion can sometimes lead them to carry the burdens of others, and they must learn to set boundaries to protect their own well-being. They value independence above all else and resist any form of control or confinement, often choosing unconventional paths if it means preserving their autonomy. They are loyal friends, fierce protectors of their loved ones, and possess a spiritual depth that guides their moral compass. Their destiny often involves a journey of self-discovery, where they learn to free themselves from their own internal chains, be it doubt, fear, or past hurts, enabling them to truly fulfill their calling as agents of liberation for others. Name Day celebrants. November 6th is a day to honour those bearing names connected to Saint Leonard. Among them are Leonard, Leon, Lena, Nard, Leonardo, and Lenore. Let us briefly consider the character associated with the name Leonard. Rooted in Germanic origins meaning brave as a lion, a Leonard is often seen as a protective, courageous, and loyal individual. They possess an inherent sense of justice and are often drawn to causes that champion fairness and freedom. With a strong moral compass, they are natural leaders who inspire trust and respect. While they may appear quiet, beneath the surface lies a powerful conviction and a deep well of empathy, always ready to extend a helping hand to those in need, much like their namesake saint. Now, let us turn our attention to the ancient wisdom regarding traditions and rituals that should be observed on November 6th to invite blessings and ensure protection. 1. The ritual of the unbound heart. Purpose. To release oneself from emotional burdens, past grievances, or any chains that prevent personal growth and happiness, it's a powerful act of self-liberation. What you'll need: a piece of paper, a pen, a small length of natural twine or string, and a safe fireproof container like a metal bowl, or an outdoor space where you can burn paper safely. When and how to perform. Perform this ritual at dawn or dusk on November 6th, when the veil between worlds is thinnest. Find a quiet, undisturbed space. On the paper, write down all the things that are holding you back: fears, resentments, old hurts, self-doubt, or even toxic relationships. Be specific and honest. As you write, visualize these burdens being transferred from your heart to the paper. Once you've written everything, carefully fold the paper into a small packet. Take the twine and wrap it around the paper, tying 3 knots, each representing a binding emotion or situation. As you tie each knot, say silently or aloud, "I acknowledge this chain that binds me." Then take the paper packet and hold it over the fireproof container or safely outdoors. Light the paper, visualizing the flames consuming your burdens and transforming them into smoke. As the paper burns, say with conviction, "By flame and spirit, I break these chains. I am unbound. I am free." Allow the paper to burn completely to ash. What to do after? Collect the ashes. If burned indoors, sprinkle them into flowing water, a river, stream, or even your toilet, flushing them away to symbolize the complete release. If burned outdoors, scatter the ashes to the wind, letting them be carried away. Feel the lightness and renewed sense of freedom within your heart. For the next few days, be mindful of new opportunities and perspectives that arise. 2. The livestock and home blessing, or pet protection ritual. Purpose: to invoke Saint Leonards' protection over one's animals, home and family from illness, misfortune and negative influences, ensuring their well-being throughout the coming winter. What you'll need: a small bowl of fresh water, preferably spring or rainwater, a pinch of sea salt, a sprig of rosemary, or a dried bay leaf, and if you have them, a few oats or grains. When and how to perform. Perform this ritual in the morning. If you have livestock, take the bowl to their pens. If you have pets, bring them nearby. If neither, perform it for your home and family. Add the salt, rosemary, posh bay leaf, and grains to the water, stirring clockwise 3 times. As you stir, say, "By Saint Leonard's grace, I bless this water. Protect my creatures great and small, my home, my family, from harm and fall." Gently sprinkle the blessed water around your animals, if applicable, on the thresholds of your home, especially the front and back doors, and around the perimeters of your property. If you have pets, you can gently dab a small amount on their forehead or collar. As you sprinkle, visualize an invisible shield of protection forming. What to do after? Pour any remaining water at the base of a healthy tree near your home, giving thanks for the protection. Observe your animals and home in the coming days, noting any subtle signs of peace or security. 3. The compassion offering. Pause. Purpose: to honour St. Leonard's spirit of compassion and generosity, fostering good karma, attracting blessings, and ensuring your own needs are met through acts of kindness. What you'll need: a small simple meal or snack, e.g. a loaf of bread, a warm bowl of soup, or fresh fruit, prepared with intention, and a clean, respectful container to share it. When and how to perform. Prepare the food with a loving heart on the morning of November 6th. As you cook, focus on the intention of giving and alleviating hunger or loneliness. Once prepared, find someone in need, a homeless person, a food bank, a local shelter, or even an elderly neighbour who might appreciate a warm meal. Deliver the food with kindness and a sincere wish for their well-being. If you cannot find someone to give to directly, leave a portion of the food outdoors for birds or stray animals, or donate to a charity that helps those less fortunate. What to do after? Do not expect anything in return. The act of selfless giving itself is the blessing. Reflect on the feeling of compassion and generosity. It is said that by giving freely on this day, you open the channels for abundance and support to flow back into your own life. Culinary traditions of November 6th. On November 6th, culinary traditions often reflect the bounty of the late harvest and the need for hearty, comforting foods to prepare for winter. Stews and porridges are common, particularly those featuring root vegetables like carrots, potatoes, and parsnips, along with pulses like lentils or beans, symbolising sustenance and resilience. In many regions, a dish known as Saint Leonards bread is baked. This is typically a simple rustic loaf, sometimes enriched with dried fruits or nuts, and blessed to ensure the family's provisions last through the cold months. It symbolises the spiritual nourishment and protection offered by the saint. Similarly, dishes featuring game meat or poultry, if available, are prepared, emphasising gratitude for the hunt and the resources provided by nature. The emphasis is on sharing and ensuring everyone has enough, a reflection of Saint Leonard's compassionate spirit, ensuring no one goes hungry during this transitional time. Now let's explore the main prohibitions of the day, the things you absolutely must not do on November 6th, lest you invite misfortune or hinder your own journey towards freedom and well-being. 1. Do not ignore the needy or turn away from beggars. Mystical reason. Saint Leonard was renowned for his boundless compassion towards the imprisoned and suffering. To ignore someone in need on his day is to directly contradict the very essence of his spirit. It is an act of spiritual coldness that closes your heart and disconnects you from the universal flow of benevolence. Consequences. According to ancient beliefs, if you turn away a beggar or someone seeking help on November 6th, you risk inviting financial hardship and emotional barrenness into your own life. The universe may mirror your lack of generosity, leaving you feeling emotionally imprisoned or experiencing an unexpected loss of resources, reflecting the very freedom you denied another. 2. Do not begin new ventures that involve confinement or restriction. Mystical reason. This day is sacred to liberation. Engaging in any new project, agreement, or relationship that inherently limits freedom, binds people, or creates restrictive conditions goes against the day's powerful energy of breaking chains. It's like trying to build a cage on the very day dedicated to opening them. Consequences. Such ventures are believed to be doomed to fail, or worse, to trap you or others involved in unforeseen difficulties. The venture itself may become a prison of problems, disputes, or financial woes, preventing growth and prosperity. It symbolises a self-imposed bondage. 3. Do not aggressively mend or repair old, worn-out clothes or items. Mystical reason. While thriftiness is usually good, on this day, aggressively mending something that is truly beyond its useful life symbolises clinging to the past, patching up old problems instead of seeking genuine liberation and new beginnings. It's an act of rebinding rather than releasing. Consequences. Superstition holds that this action can bind you to old troubles, stale relationships, or lingering financial difficulties. Instead of letting go and making way for the new, you invite the old problems to persist and even grow, creating a cycle of stagnation and minor annoyances that can feel like a petty, everyday form of confinement. 4. Do not turn away from animals in distress or neglect your own pets. Mystical reason. Saint Leonard is a patron of livestock and a protector of all creatures. Neglecting or being cruel to animals on this day is a profound affront to his compassionate spirit and the natural world he championed. Animals are often seen as pure conduits of natural energy and warning signs. Consequences. It is believed that such actions can bring misfortune upon your home, particularly affecting the health of your family members or your own luck. You might experience unexplained losses or illnesses that mirror the suffering you inflicted or ignored, as the spiritual balance demands restitution. 5. Do not engage in gossip, slander, or harsh judgment of others. Mystical reason. Saint Leonards' compassion extended even to those society had condemned. To engage in judgment and negative speech on this day is to perpetuate spiritual bondage and negativity, creating chains of ill will around yourself and others. It hinders the release of good energy. Consequences. Folk wisdom suggests that any harsh words or judgments spoken on November 6th will return to you tenfold. You may find yourself the target of gossip, suspicion, or unjust criticism, feeling trapped by the very negativity you unleashed. It can also lead to strained relationships and isolation, a form of social imprisonment. 6. Do not leave important belongings, unsecured or undocumented. Mystical reason. With the theme of freedom from confinement, there is an underlying caution about what can be lost or stolen. Leaving valuable items exposed or without proper record symbolises a lack of foresight and invites vulnerabilities that could lead to literal loss, thereby binding you to problems. Consequences. Failing to secure or document your assets on this day is said to make them susceptible to loss, theft, or damage. This could manifest as a physical loss or a bureaucratic nightmare that traps you in endless procedures, requiring you to fight for your rights or property, effectively putting you in a legal prison. 7. Do not initiate any form of legal action or dispute. Mystical reason. While Saint Leonard freed prisoners, his method was through divine intercession and compassion, not legal entanglement. Starting a new legal battle or escalating a dispute on this day goes against the spirit of liberation and reconciliation. It creates new chains of conflict. Consequences. Any legal or confrontational action begun on November 6th is believed to become protracted, costly, and ultimately unsatisfying. You may find yourself chained to a long, bitter struggle that drains your resources and energy, with no clear path to resolution, trapping you in a cycle of conflict. 8. Do not be wasteful with food, especially bread. Mystical reason. As we transition from harvest to winter, the value of every morsel of food increases. Wasting food on this day is seen as an act of disrespect towards the earth's bounty and a disregard for future scarcity. Bread, especially, is sacred, symbolising life and sustenance. Consequences. It is said that those who waste food on November 6th will face scarcity or unexpected hunger in the coming months. You might experience financial constraints that limit your ability to buy provisions or suffer unexpected losses that affect your household supply, truly making you feel the pinch of deprivation. 9. Do not lock away or conceal feelings of gratitude. Mystical reason. The day encourages release and open-heartedness. Suppressing or failing to express genuine gratitude and appreciation is a form of emotional confinement, preventing positive energy from flowing outwards and returning to you. Consequences. Holding back thanks on this day is believed to lock away future blessings. You might find fewer reasons to be grateful in the future, as opportunities for joy and positive interactions seem to diminish, creating a sense of emotional scarcity or isolation. 10. Do not dismiss or laugh at others' fears or concerns. Mystical reason. Empathy and understanding are paramount. To mock or belittle someone's fears, even if they seem irrational to you, is to bind them further in their anxieties and to reject the compassionate spirit of the day. It creates a barrier rather than offering release. Consequences. According to folk belief, if you dismiss someone's genuine fears on November 6th, you may soon find yourself facing your own anxieties amplified, or experiencing situations that evoke profound fear, leaving you feeling helpless and isolated, trapped in your own terror. As the sun sets on this profound day, remember the lessons learned, the chains broken, and the paths illuminated. May the spirit of Saint Leonard guide you towards true freedom, profound compassion, and unwavering protection. Until our next journey into the mystical, keep your heart open, your spirit unbound, and your gaze fixed on the endless wonders of our ancient world. Farewell, and may your path be blessed with liberation and peace.